Hello everyone, my name is Tom. I just wanted to take this time before the video starts to say thank you to everyone for the recent support on the videos. Expect more content in the near future. I hope you all enjoy this video and have a great day. The NFL season is now in full swing, and it has all sports fans at the edge of their seats, whether or not you are a sports gambler, fantasy football player, or just a fan that enjoys the games. Me being a fantasy football fan, I'm always looking for those under-the-radar players that can bring my team to the championship. While it's early in the season, there are some wide receivers that I believe should have been drafted higher and that you should trade for right now because they are going to quietly produce good seasons for good value. With that being said, here are my top 5 underrated fantasy wide receivers. Also, keep in mind that these players are in no particular order. The first player on this list is Deebo Samuel of the San Francisco 49ers. Samuel was a solid receiver in his first season with the 49ers, but he was unfortunately, like most of the 49ers team last season, injured most of the year. In his first season as a rookie, he produced 802 yards and 3 TDs through the air, and he also rushed for 159 yards and 3 touchdowns on 14 carries, which is impressive for a wide receiver. According to some major sports websites and experts, Deebo Samuel came into the season ranked as the 33rd best wide receiver in PPR leagues, which puts him in the middle of the pack of wide receivers. But he was also ranked lower than his counterpart Brandon Ayuk. Right now, after 5 games, Deebo Samuel is currently the 3rd ranked receiver in PPR leagues, currently averaging 22 points per game, after he exploded for 9 catches, 189 yards, and a TD in his first game, and followed that up with 6 catches, 93 yards in his game after. Against the Seahawks, he exploded again for 8 catches, 156 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Samuel is currently 5th in the league in receiving yards with 568, and he's also 2nd in yards after catch with 290, something that he has been known for throughout his career. Keep a close eye on Samuel throughout the season. I think he will have a breakout season this year and end the year as a top 15 to top 10 wide receiver. The second player on this list is Tyler Lockett of the Seattle Seahawks. Lockett has been on the come up the past 2 seasons as he has posted 1,000-yard seasons, and the last season, even with DK Metcalf alongside of him, he still posted a 100 reception season along with 10 touchdowns. Lockett is currently 7th in his 7th season in the league, and he's only getting better with age as he enters his age 29 season. Lockett came into the season as the 21st best receiver in PPR leagues, which puts him 12 spots lower than his counterpart DK Metcalf, who was ranked as a number 9 wide receiver before the season. After 6 games, Lockett currently ranks as a 24th wide receiver in PPR, as he is currently averaging 14.6 points per game after he went for 12 catches, 278 yards, and 3 touchdowns in his first 2 games combined. He slowed down a bit the last 4 games, but that is due to him needing to build rapport with new QB Geno Smith. Expect Lockett to bounce back the rest of this season and once again finish with over 1,000 yards and finish as a top 15 and maybe even top 10 receiver. The third player on this list is Brandon Cooks of the Houston Texans. It seems as if Cooks has been underrated his whole career, although he has produced 5 1,000-yard seasons with 4 different teams over the course of his 7-year career. Cooks is currently in his 8th year in the league and his 2nd with the Texans. Despite Cook's stat line of 81 receptions, 1,150 yards, and 6 touchdowns last year, he came into the season ranked as the number 41 receiver. This was purely because of the questionable quarterback situation in Houston. Although this was a valid reason to lower his ranking, I still believe that he should have at least been a top 25 receiver, despite the shaky QB situation. After 6 games, Cook currently ranks as the 17th best receiver in PPR, with a current average of 15.8 points per game. Cook's stat line thus far is 40 receptions for 481 yards and 1 touchdown, which ranks him 4th in receptions and 9th in receiving yards at this point. As you can clearly see, Cooks can produce solid statistics despite having subpar QB play, and he should be well on his way to a 6th 1,000-yard season and a top 15 wide receiver ranking. The fourth player on this list is Mike Williams of the Los Angeles Chargers. It is safe to say that Mike Williams has been underwhelming throughout his first 4 seasons in the league, after being a very hyped prospect coming out of Clemson and being the 7th overall pick back in 2017. He came into this season ranked as the 35th wide receiver, which is understandable considering his performance throughout the first 4 seasons of his career. But in my opinion, purely because of Justin Herbert, he should have been ranked higher. It's safe to say that Williams has come out of absolutely nowhere and has been nothing short of incredible this season. He currently ranks as the number 5 wide receiver in PPR leagues with an average of 20.1 points per game. Through 6 games, Williams has recorded 33 receptions for 498 yards and 6 touchdowns, including an 8-reception, 165-yard, 2-touchdown outburst against the Browns. That puts him 6th in yards and tied for 2nd among wide receivers in touchdowns. That 6 TD total already tops last year's campaign, in which he only totaled 5 TDs in 15 games. Williams seems to finally have found himself in year 5, and I would watch him closely as the season moves on, as I believe he will easily total his second 1,000-yard season of his career, and he will finish as a top 10 wide receiver. The 5th and final player on the list is Marquise Hollywood Brown of the Baltimore Ravens. Brown came into the season as the lowest ranked player on the list, as he was ranked the 44th ranked wide receiver. Everyone wrote him off despite his game-breaking speed and great route running because of the Ravens' run-first offense and the notion that Lamar Jackson is a runner first before a passer. While this season the Ravens have been a run-first offense, Lamar has started to air it out more in an effort to silence the doubters, and Brown has been the beneficiary of that. Brown is currently ranked the 9th wide receiver in PPR leagues with an average of 18.5 points per game. He exploded for 9 receptions, 125 yards, and 2 TDs on Monday Night Football against the Colts. His current stat line is 32 receptions for 486 yards and 5 touchdowns, which puts him 8th in yards and tied for 4th in receiving touchdowns. He's already halfway towards his yard total in 16 games played last year and just 6 games played this season. I expect Brown to finish this season with his first career 1,000-yard season, a 10 TD season, and also a top 10 wide receiver ranking. Thank you guys for watching, and remember, this is just my opinion. Please leave your opinions in the comments below. Hope you all have a great day, and stay safe.